All right, hey everyone. I'm Nathan Shute, founder and CEO of PRENAV. So I'd like to start with a quick question. How many of you are concerned about the state of infrastructure in the US? Talking about bridges, dams, power plants, the grid. So most of you agree with me. It's a huge problem, and it's really staggering how much money is spent on inspections and maintenance of infrastructure every year. If you look at civil engineering by itself, it's about an $8 trillion category, and 25% of that goes to inspections and maintenance. And the methods are things like guys hanging off helicopters, bucket trucks, and ropes and scaffolding. So it's slow, it's expensive, it's dangerous, but it's also pretty subjective. And as a result, we miss things. So, Oroville Dam, that cleanup effort has now been over $1 billion, which originally stemmed from tiny cracks in the spillway. And we've all obviously heard about struggles with wildfires and electrical equipment, and obviously bridges that are collapsing as well. So, there's 600,000 bridges in the US, and it's really unacceptable for a bridge like this to be collapsing. So we must do better as a society. And if you look at drones, they've been proposed as a solution, but most drone companies fall into one of two categories. They're either using GPS-guided flight, so they're staying high up and taking photos of the ground, or they're manually flown in more of a spot check. At PRENAV, we do things differently. We're using LiDAR, automation, and computer vision to scan every square inch of a structure and to analyze it for damage and defects. So the way our technology works is before we show up at a site, the very first thing you do is you laser scan the structure. And that builds a map of the environment, which allows you to plan a three-dimensional flight path. And we use that same guidance system to then guide the drone very accurately to each of those waypoints. We take hundreds of photos around the asset, stitch them together to build a digital twin, which is extremely high resolution, so you can zoom in and see tiny details and take very accurate measurements. And then on top of that 3D reconstruction, we overlay the original photos from the drone. So this is an example of a railroad bridge that we've done with our system. And now inspectors can start to do their full inspection virtually. And on the back end, PRENAV is building deep learning algorithms to go find common damage like cracks and corrosion. Our business model is a combination of hardware sales and software. We charge an annual fee to our software for the image processing and the hosting. We have a handful of Fortune 500 customers. We've booked over $1 million in revenue. And these are some of the industries that we're disrupting with our technology. Fun fact, just a month ago, our system was deployed inside an active nuclear reactor during a maintenance shutdown. We have an experienced team. We previously raised a $6.5 million seed round in 2016. I'm in the middle of a Series A round right now. It's an $11 million raise. If you're interested in that, come talk to me. And we're also looking for customers for trials and pilots. So thank you. That's PRENAV.